What are we doing today? Putting a tubular tyre on a tubular rim. Isn't that really hard or something? Well, we're going to show you how today. Around, and this is basically a double-sided tape. So what basically happens is you stick this on your rim all the way around, and you just leave the spot where the valve goes in, which is right here. Here we have a tubular. This is a brand from Italy called Veloflex, and as you can see, if I just hold the tyre up, it's completely sewn up, unlike a clincher. So I turn it all the way around. You can see there's this tape on the back here, and where it's stitched up, stitched the tube in, there's this backing piece of material that's on the back that keeps it in place. And there's your little valve. So there you go. It's why they call them singles. What I like to do is get my tyre, put some sealant in, which is, this is one brand called Stan's, but you can use other brands. I like to put 13 mils in my tyres. But first of all, I need to get this valve out. Always make sure you buy a tyre that has a removable valve. They're just, even for clinchers, it's best to have a tube that has a removable valve. It allows you to put sealant in your tyre, and it works in butyl tubes and latex tubes and everything. You don't need to have a tubeless tyre. You can put it in anything, it works. So we've got the valve out now. Now what we want to do is we want to put some of this stuff in here. So just let me go get that. I've just put this piece of tubing on here. Just makes it a little bit easier to get the sealant in. Give it a bit of a shake before you put it in, just to get all the little fibres and everything in the sealant moving. Take the top off here. Okay, that should be enough. So I'll pull that off now. I've got 50mm rims, so this obviously won't be long enough. So let's just pop that in there like that. Then we'll just use our little valve key, which has another little part on it for tightening valve extenders. That's it. We get our valve, pop it back in the end. Tighten it up. Now at this point here, we want to make sure the valve's shut, because we've got sealant in there. We don't want to get that all over everything and make a mess, because that's not going to be fun, is it? Now we actually put the tyre on the rim. So we've got our tape on, and we've got a top layer of releasing tape, of a double-sided tape. So what we do now is you basically stretch this tyre onto the rim. Now some tyres are harder to stretch on than others. Continentals are incredibly hard to stretch. Sometimes you even think you've got the wrong size, but you haven't. So with Continentals, you really need to make sure that you stretch around the rim. But most of the other brands, Veloflex are pretty easy to put on. Victorias are not too bad. Veloflex are the easiest. So what we do is we put our valve in the valve hole, like that. And then we start to stretch it. Stretch it tight. Stretch it, stretch it, stretch it, stretch it, stretch it. Stretch it on. Try not to disturb the tape. Okay, you can see that. That's how easy it is to put on. Just try and get it as even as possible. Work your way around. Here I have a little bit of the releasing tape from the double-sided tape sticking out, so I can pull that and release the double-sided tape so it sticks the tyre on. Right, let's get some air in this down rim. Where's that valve? Here it is. I like to make sure the valve's at the top of the rim so I don't get any sealant or anything going into my pump. Let's just pop that in there. Let's just put a little bit of air in it. Not too much, just enough to make it round. That's it, it's good enough. Tighten your valve up. There we go, see, as you can see now, let me just bring this a little bit closer. You can see it's nice and round shape, so you can see. There we go, you can see nice and round. Well, I've got this little homemade jig that I made, but you don't really need this. I just like it because it makes it a little bit easy. Now what you do is you've got to make sure your tyre's nice and straight. So I just like to spin it, have a bit of a look along it, and then you just adjust it accordingly. Lift it up, just get it centered. Now we got it reasonably good. We just pump it up to about 100 psi or more, just to get it really well seated. Not too bad. Now what we do is we let a lot of that pressure out because there's no way in the world we're going to pull this tape with 100 psi in there. So we just let this air out until it sort of doesn't lose all its shape. Well, that's enough. We'll get carried away there. So I can squeeze it quite nicely there, as you can see. Pretty easy to squeeze. Now we get to the valve. Now as you can see here, this is my little bit that I can pull. Okay. So what I like to use is what they call the pencil method. So you get like a pen or a pencil and you basically put it under where that tape is. So if I lift this up here, I can get this underneath. There we go. Now what this does is this allows the tape to come off very easily without putting any pressure on it. Some of the tapes are really strong, but the Velox is not so strong and it can break. So then you're buggered, you get halfway around and you haven't got all the tape out. So here we go. We're going to start pulling the tape. And as you can see here, we're going around and around and around. Here we go, we've pulled off all the tape. Now what this done is activated the double-sided tape, so now the double-sided tape is sticking to the rim and sticking to the tyre. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll just check to make sure it's still fairly straight. And if we see any bits that are not good, just maybe give them a little lift. Reset the tyre. As I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just have a bit of a look down the tyre to make sure that it's That's nice and neat. Once you're happy with that, then we'll put some more air in it. Let's give it one more look. Not too bad. I'm happy. And that's how you put your tyre on a tubular rim. Well guys, here we have our finished product. Looking great. That's how you put tubular tyre on a tubular rim using tape. It's pretty easy, it's not messy, I haven't got any gunk on my hands. The tape's pretty cheap. And I've also put sealant in this, so it took a bit longer to give me some punchy protection. So that's how you do it, and I find these incredibly reliable. You want to give these a try? That's the way to do it. Okay then guys, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. If you like the vid,